looks like this was coming. It looks like this trade was in the works. Is this something that you were expecting to happen?
You know what? I think anytime you get traded, you're never expecting it. I mean, all the noise and stuff is usually just noise. But I mean, hey, it's part of the business. It happens. I mean, if a guy like Wayne Gretzky can get traded, then anyone can get traded. So it certainly is part of it. It doesn't make it easier. It's always tough. And you know what? It's not a matter of going to different teams or whatever it might be. It's more so just leaving your teammates and the training staff and all that. That's the tough part. And I'm going to miss the group of guys in Montreal a lot. But the other thing is getting traded for one of your best buddies is pretty weird too. But I've heard nothing but good things about that locker room. Basically, the whole team's reached out to me already, and I'm super excited to be part of it. And it seems like such a tight-knit group, and it's a team that's obviously in a position to win. So I feel very fortunate to be a part of Columbus, and I can't wait to get started.
Max, you touched on the teammates, and then yesterday we were speaking with Marc and he was saying maybe Max wasn't happy with the way he was being handled in Montreal. Is that what happened, Max? Did you think that you were not being played the right way with Claude Julien?
Hey, at the end of the day, it's part of business on that end too, right? I mean, the coach has his decisions, he makes it, and everyone's trying to do what it takes to win and what's best for the team. That's just part of the game. It is what it is. And you know what? The playoff situation was tough. Not a lot of communication there, and I wasn't really sure where I stood and what I had to do to help the team. I wasn't really told by anyone, so it's unfortunate. And I wish the Canadians the best. I mean, that group of guys in there is remarkable. I mean, top to bottom. So I wish them the best, and they got a hell of a player coming back the other way, and an even better guy in Josh Anderson. So I'm really excited for the team and the city of Montreal. They were so good to me, and those fans are truly incredible. And it was such a privilege to wear that jersey for only 2 seasons. It felt like a lot longer than that, for good reasons. It was such an honor, and I definitely didn't take a day for granted. That's for sure.
Next, we'll go to Matt Larkin to Hockey News. Go ahead, Matt.
How's it going, Max? I know you mentioned Josh Anderson, so I was curious about that. Have you guys had a chance to talk since the trade, and has he kind of given you any pointers on what to expect? And I'm wondering specifically about John Tortorella, of course, because he's known as such a fiery guy. And has he given you any kind of pointers of what to expect?
Yeah, you know what? He was one of the first people I spoke to after the whole thing. We were both on the golf course when we found out. Kind of crazy. We weren't expecting it. And then, like I said, he's one of my closest buddies. And never in our wildest dreams would we ever thought that we'd get traded for each other. But hey, it's kind of funny and you laugh about it now. And like I said, I mean, both of us are super excited. We're both going into a situation where we're wanted, and that's all really a player can ask for is that. And Columbus has reached out and spoken to Jarmo and Torts, and they're both pretty excited. And like I said, I'm pretty jacked up too. But no, he's always told me, he's always bragged about how awesome that team is and how tight they are. So I know that firsthand, and I know some of the guys that played with some of them before in the past. And in terms of Torts, he loved Torts. He said he was a great coach. He's a coach that says it the way it is. He'll never play any head games with you. He'll just tell you the way it is. If you're playing hard, if you're playing good, you're going to keep going back out there. If you're not, you'll hear about it. And to be honest, that's how I was raised. So that's the way my dad treated it. And there was never any games or anything like that. And that's what a player can ask for. And I had probably, 12 or 13 guys that reached out to me that I played for him in the past that said, you're going to love Torts. So I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited to be a part of the team, and I'm looking forward to get down to Columbus and check out the city. I've gotten a tour or two from Andy before. He took me around the campus. Last year, the year before, I forget when it was, but it looks great. He loved it, and this whole COVID thing has made it tough. But hopefully, I can get down there soon.
Next, we'll go to Clay Hall at ABC 6, Fox 28. Go ahead, Clay.
Max, are you energized that it looks like you will be back to your natural position? Is that part of the excitement about coming to Columbus?
Yeah, that's for sure. I love playing in the middle of the ice. I believe that's where I stand. That being said, if I was to be put on the wing for whatever situation or whatever reason, I'm sure I would make that work as well. I've played both positions. All three for that matter. So whatever Torts is expecting of me, as far as I know, I'll be starting off in the middle, which is super exciting for me, and getting to play with some pretty crafty players up front too. So that's really exciting for me.
Next, we'll go to Jean-Francois Chaumont.
Good morning, Max. I'm just curious to know, at your exit meeting with Marc Bergevin and Claude Julien, was it becoming clear that if you were not playing the wing position, you might end up being traded with the Canadiens?
I haven't had an exit meeting in either of the years I was in Montreal. So, well, I mean, maybe I did the first year, but this year, no, I didn't hear from anyone, didn't talk to them. So I wasn't really sure. You know, it is what it is. I mean, that chapter in the book has been closed for me. Like I said, super grateful that I had the opportunity to play for Montreal for 2 seasons and had a lot of fun. I was unfortunate we came a little bit short, but I got a great group there. So I'm excited for them, wish them the best, but it's on to the Columbus Blue Jackets now, and that's a hell of a hockey team. And like I said, I got a chance to win a Stanley Cup now, and that's very exciting for me. It's all about winning. It's a team that I mean, I've been in the league for long enough now to know that you come into that building, you know it's going to be a tough night, one way or another. So now to be on the other side of that is very exciting for me.
Talking about a fresh start, playing in Columbus, Pierre-Luc Dubois might be the first center. You might be the second center. And playing also with defensemen like Seth Jones and Zach Werenski, will you say it could be a really good fit for you offensively if you want to produce at a pretty high level with the Blue Jackets?
Yeah, that's the goal. Definitely got a lot of work to do here. Couple months, I don't even know when we're going to be starting. But I can guarantee I'll be ready to go for training camp. That's for sure. And like I said, that team is outstanding. And any way I can help them and jump in there and do my part to help them get over that hump and become Stanley Cup champs is the goal. So special group and very, very fortunate and grateful to be a part of it now.
Next, we'll go to Brian Hedger, the Columbus Dispatch. Go ahead, Hedge.
Hey, Max. Obviously, unique situation, as we mentioned before, with you and Josh being traded for one another. You guys also share an agent.
Yeah.
How did that whole thing – I mean, did you guys kind of – you know, was he a go-between type of thing? Darren Ferris, was he keeping you guys both kind of apprised, or like what happened with that whole situation?
I have no idea really. I mean, I think all three of us were pretty surprised, but I mean, hey, it's a business, right? So teams are going to do what they think is best for their team, and that's part of it. And like I said earlier, I mean, I think it's great for both of us. I'm going to a team where I'm wanted for sure, and I'm definitely going to be put in a position to succeed. So I'm looking forward to that. And likewise with Josh, he'll love playing in Montreal, and he'll really thrive off of that. I mean, we play together in London. He's always been a player that steps up to the plate on big situations like that. You know, he's a great guy. He's a great teammate, works very, very hard, super tough, can absolutely fly. And I mean, he's a guy that can score you, 30 goals. And he's a special hockey player. And like I said, it means a lot to me. So I'm excited for him and the opportunity he gets, and looking forward to watching him for sure.
Next, we'll go to Stu Cowan. Go ahead, Stu.
Hey, Max. Your first
What's up, Stu?
I'm doing well. How are you? Your first
Good, thanks.
Your first season in Montreal went so well. I'm just wondering, like, when and how did things start to go bad for you last season?
Yeah, you know, I guess that's up for interpretation by everyone, obviously, but it was a learning curve for sure this season for me. I mean, I think when you allow certain things that you can't control affect how you play on a daily basis is something that can't happen at that level. And if you want to be an elite hockey player in this league that can produce on a consistent basis and be that player, that go-to guy that you want to be, doesn't matter who it is or what's said to you or what you have to do. You're just expected to show up to work today. And you know what? I learned a lot about myself and about what it takes. And it's unfortunate how it all unfolded, but like I said, it is what it is. That chapter in the book has been closed. And, you know, I'm definitely a guy that thrives off of hunger. And I'm really looking forward to the opportunity because I've been in a situation before and I love being in this situation, and I love being wanted, obviously. So going to a team that really wants me, they've obviously vocalized that. Now I got to go make them realize that they made the right move here.
Next, we'll go to Luc Gelinas. Go ahead, Luc.
Morning, Max. Usually we don't ask this question after a trade, but you know Josh much better than all of us. So,
yep.
What kind of guy is he on the ice, but especially off the ice? What kind of teammate is he? What kind of guy we're going to have here now in Montreal?
Yeah, he's great. Like I said, I'm so excited for Montreal to have a guy like that. It's definitely something that they haven't had for a long time. And Josh is a guy that there's very few guys that can do what he does. I mean, he can go out and be a force in all assets of the game. You know, he's obviously a power forward on the wing. He can skate very well for his size, big body, and he can hit. He's the kind of player that will come up big for you in games where you need some physical presence, and also a guy that can put the puck in the back of the net. He's a very good hockey player, and like I said, a great buddy of mine. So I'm super pumped for him, and I definitely wish him the best. I'll be watching them and cheering them on, except for when playing against the Jackets, that's for sure.
Next, we'll go to Arpon Basu. Go ahead, Arpon.
Good morning, Max. I couldn't help but notice you mentioned regarding your usage in the playoffs that there wasn't much communication there. You didn't have an exit meeting. Was communication an issue in Montreal for you? Or lack of communication an issue?
You know, like I said, that's behind me now, Arpon. So I mean, it's something that I don't want to dwell on the negative stuff. It is what it is, and I think everything happens for a reason. But like I said, certainly there were some things that I wasn't aware of, and some parts where definitely I would have liked to hear something in terms of what I could have done a little bit better, how I could have gotten there. And I mean, I think any player is looking for that. So that's what I'm looking forward to most about playing for a guy like Torts, so I've been told that he says it the way it is, and he's got a lot of respect around the league from guys that played for him. Nothing but good things to say. It's going to be tough, and expect that, but that's how it should be. And again, like I said, that's how I was raised. So I'm looking forward to the challenge and playing for a guy like Torts. And like I said, playing for a team that works hard every single shift. And those guys are prepared to do absolutely anything to win. I mean, those guys are blocking shots. They're doing whatever it takes. And that's how you win. That's how you win championships. So from playing against that team, and I know you guys can probably, kind of say the same sort of thing from just being there and watching how hard they are to play against, no matter who the opponent is. You see what they can do in the playoffs. It's a special group, and then they know what their identity is, and they stick to it on a gamely basis. And just to be a part of that and slide in and be ready to go is just something that I'm really looking forward to, and it's going to be a challenge, and I can't wait to get started.
Next, we'll go to Marc Antoine Godin. Go ahead.
Hello, Max. You mentioned how you were happy to be able to play down the middle. Do you feel which technical aspects of your game would you say that you'll be better in a position to exploit now that you'll be playing center on a full-time basis, and which aspects would probably be left behind if you had stayed and played the wing in Montreal?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's just consistency. I mean, all players are looking for consistency. And I mean, there's going to be nights where it's not going your way, but when you know where you're at and you know what you're going to get every single game, and what position you're going to be put in, that's how you succeed over long periods of time, because you just get reps and reps and reps, and you get better and better every single day. So that's certainly something I'm looking forward to. And playing in the middle of the ice is exciting. You have the puck way more, and with speed coming through the middle and being able to distribute the puck, they got some pretty deadly goal scorers on that lineup there, and on our lineup in Columbus, and just to give those guys the puck is going to be something I'm really looking forward to. And on the power play as well, it's something we had a pretty special group, so a lot of offensive talent and guys to learn from and to help in any other way as well. I mean, you look at a guy like Pierre-Luc Dubois, I mean, Boone Jenner, Cam Atkinson, the list really goes on for the talent they have up front. And then you look at the back end with, I mean, arguably two of the best young defensemen in the league right now. I mean, Seth Jones is right there with the best of them. I mean, that guy's going to be up for a Norris Trophy for the next, I don't know how many years in a row. He's one of the best, and I can certainly tell you he's definitely the hardest, one of the hardest, if not the hardest to play against in the NHL. So to get the puck from those guys through the middle of the ice is something I'm really looking forward to.
Next, we'll go to Eric Engels. Go ahead, Eric.
Hey, Max, two quick questions for you, if you don't mind. The first is, I remember after a couple of games against Columbus, we talked about just how stifling of a style that they play. How much do you feel, if you do, that potentially you'll be insulated up the middle with the type of style that the team plays?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think you guys would probably agree with this, but definitely a guy that likes to go hard every single shift and empty the tank. And when you're surrounded by a system that allows you to do that, it kind of brings out the best in that kind of player. So you better be ready every single night, and you'll be buzzing every single shift. And for me, I can't be more excited. It's gonna be something that I'm looking forward to. It's going to be tough, and so definitely got to adapt to it. But like I said, I got a couple months here, and I'll be ready to go for whenever training camp starts. And then after training camp, and then from the puck drop of game one, I'll be ready to help this team.
Max, just the follow-up here is just about your time in Montreal and what you learned about the team and the direction it's going in. I understand that it's not your team anymore, but the players that you built relationships with and saw the growth kind of happen there, where do you think they're heading in terms of what they've built there?
Yeah, you know what? I got nothing but good things to say about Montreal. I was treated first class from top to bottom. You know, to wear that jersey on a daily basis was just something very spectacular and something that my family and I got to enjoy. Bought all the way into it, and you know, I was prepared to do whatever it took to help that team win a Stanley Cup, and that's kind of just how I've always been. Whether it's in Arizona, then Montreal, and then now in Columbus, it doesn't change at all. So that's just part of who I am. But reflecting on my team, obviously on my time in Montreal has been it's been a tough little 24 hours here to process it, and I'm gonna miss my teammates, that's for sure. A lot of close friendships that'll last a lifetime for sure. I mean, you look at guys like Jonathan Drouin, Brendan Gallagher, Thomas Tatar, Paul Byron. Really, the list goes on. And then you got the chance to play with a guy like Shea Weber and Carey Price. I mean, those guys are two of the best to ever do it in their position, and I got so much respect for both those guys. And even a guy like Jeff Petrie. I mean, the leadership they have there and the veteran presence along with the young guys coming up, they got a great group. And like I said, they were missing a piece like Andy, and now they got it. And it's going to be a great team. They're a great group of guys, great locker room for sure. So like I said, I'm going to miss them all a lot, but I'm happy for them and I wish them the best. And always be cheering them on, like I said, except for whenever they're in Columbus or we're in Montreal. And I mean, lastly, the other thing that I'll miss a lot is definitely playing in front of the fans in Montreal. I mean, you guys are always so great to me, and playing the Bell Center is truly a remarkable experience. It's something that I didn't think was going to be as amazing as it is, as it was. Something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. But like you said, Eric, I mean, that chapter is closed. It's part of the business, and now I'm playing in a place like Columbus, and I never like to compare teams to teams or organizations to organizations, but you know, Columbus is right there, and it's a team that's ready to win a Stanley Cup. Playing in that rink is something that is very difficult. It's a challenge. It's very loud. The fans are unbelievable, and I can't say much about the city yet because I haven't really experienced it. But everyone that lives there, my buddies that play for the team now, and I'm sure I'll learn real quick how great it is. I mean, everyone from the organization's reached out to me. It's been first class. I mean, I got a call from Torts, obviously, and Yarmo right away. So that was pretty amazing to hear. And like I said, I'm just really, really excited about this next chapter and this next challenge. And we got a special group, and I'm just really looking forward to be a part of it.
Next, we'll go to Aaron Portzline. Go ahead, Porty.
Yeah, hey, Max, you spoke earlier about the power play. Where have you played on power play units where you've had the most success? What position on the ice? And how crazy is it to you when you look at this team? You mentioned Werenski, Jones, Atkinson, Dubois, that there's been such chronic struggles on the power play here through the last few years.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think I'm definitely looking forward to talking to those guys about it. I don't know where they have me playing, but in the past, I mean, when I've been most successful in the half wall, on my strong side there. So we'll see. Like I said, if you're lucky enough to get on the power play, whatever position out of the 5 spots on the ice, it's just reps. It's a matter of getting out there, and if that's where you're going to play, then stay there for a bit, keep getting repetitions, and working with the coaching staff and allowing them to help you develop your game in that position. And that's how power plays get good and get clicking. It's just the consistency and finding a spot and helping the boys out and being a shot threat, being a pass threat, and being able to slow the game down and make the right play under pressure. That's what it's all about. So you look at a guy like Jonesy or Werenski that can run the top like that on the other side. It's makes it a lot easier on everyone else, that's for sure. So no doubt in my mind that this power play will get clicking, and I'm excited to help it out any way I can.
Okay, we have time for a few more questions. We'll go back to Stu Cowan. Go ahead, Stu.
Hey, Max. Thanks for giving me a second question. How would you describe your relationship with Claude Julien, Max, from the time you first came to Montreal until you left?
You know, I'd rather not get into that, to be honest, Stu. I mean, like I said, that chapter's been closed for me, and I wish them the best. Like I said, it's a great team, and they got a great group of players. So I'm excited for them, and I wish them the best from top to bottom. I really do.
Okay, they'll go back to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Hey, Max. We've mentioned a number of your new teammates by name, you know, Seth Jones, Zach Werenski, some of the bigger names right now. I don't know if you've had a chance to maybe look at the roster, you know, from yesterday to today. Were there any names that when you look through there, you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot to have this guy, and I'm looking forward to playing to that? Or, you know, maybe underrated guys that people don't talk about that you think are really good players as well.
Well, first of all, I mean, I haven't even mentioned him yet, but Foligno as a captain is one of the most respected guys in the league as well. And I mean, from literally anyone I've ever spoken to, no one's had a bad word to say about him, both as a teammate, as a captain, and just as a guy in general. So I know he's a heck of a hockey player, and he leads by example. So I'm really excited to learn from Nick on that asset, 100%. Really looking forward to that. But you look at a guy like Bjorkstrand. He's the guy I played against in junior. He was with Portland, I believe, at the end there. And his talent, I mean, with all those guys that they had, he was so silky. And I don't know him that well, but obviously well enough to say hi. I've played with him in the prospects game, I believe it was, or whatever it might have been, and going back to that. So, I mean, then the young guys. I'm really looking forward to get to know PL a little bit. He texted me yesterday, and again, I've heard nothing but good things. And playing against him, he's a superstar in the making for sure. So to play alongside a guy like that is special. And then Cam Atkinson is someone I actually know. We have family friends in common. And Cam's always been great to me since I came into the league. He'd always make me chuckle a little bit at the face-off circles and stuff. So to play with a guy like Cam that can put the puck in the back of the net like that is something I'm really looking forward to. But like I said, I mean, top to bottom, there's so many good players there, and I'm really looking forward to getting down there and meeting everyone. And I mean, just getting to work.
Last question will go to Jeff Swoboda. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Max, just wanted to ask, with this being your third team now, are you looking forward to potentially having a place you could set down roots and being at for a long-term situation, and just maybe this being the place that ends up being?
You know, I'm not really a guy that really looks at it that way, but I haven't fully thought about what's going to happen. I don't even really know if we've talked about contract yet. I guess that'll come, but I mean, certainly you want to find that spot that you feel comfortable with and set up long term. But at the same time, like you said, it is a business, so it's not always easy to do that. I've been traded after both my contracts have expired now, so definitely one maybe a little bit longer. But hey, you know what? If it's just a 1 or 2 year deal, I totally understand that as well. And whatever happens. I'll just let my agent do his thing. And Yarmo can work together. I'm certainly excited to be there. I want to be here, and I'm looking forward to getting down there, like I keep saying.
Okay. Max, thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate you joining today. Everybody stay safe and be well. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys. Take care.